Now, usually at this point, I delve into the stories for the day. But before we delve into the stories, I have a very big news. So, after several weeks of work and of building, I am so excited to announce that our Africa Media Movement website is now live. So, I have titled it Ukweli. Ukweli is a Swahili word for truth. Now, I chose this name Ukweli because Africa has been painted for several decades, maybe even centuries, in a very wrong light. And so, this painting that Africans have seen of itself in external media, we have used it as a mirror. And how a mirror works is the more you look at something, the more you think you are that thing. And the more you think you are that thing, you begin to act out like that. So I believe that one of the reasons Africa finds itself where it is today is because we have had a really bad rap, digital media wise, with the media institutions around the world. And that rap has not been the truth. So at this point, Africa needs the truth of Africa's place in the world, the truth of Africa's place in geopolitics, the truth of Africa's place for itself and its citizens. So that's the reason why I chose the name Ukweli. I'm going to leave a link to the website in the description, and I'm also going to put it on the screen. Now, this particular, like I mentioned some weeks ago that I was having serious hiccups setting up the website. So this is just so it's just something I put together. Let us just get started, right? So that we don't have any excuse for moving or not moving and say, oh, the reason why we haven't started is because we do not have the website ready. So I just set up this. So this is not going to be the final website. It's just what we are going to use in the meantime until I have every other logistics covered. So how it's going to work is with Ukweli, the point of Ukweli is for Africans to take control of the narrative, to tell the real African story, and to also shine light of Africa's place in the world. That way, Africans can become aware of its geopolitical and its economic interests. So you visit the website, you can see it's just a one page website where you will sign up. If you want to join me in this African media movement with Ukweli, I want you to decide, what are you going to do? Are you going to do YouTube videos like I am doing? Are you going to run a podcast? Do you want to run a website like a news website? Or do you want to use social media to push the news stories from Africans' perspective? That is what I want you to decide. Once you decide, you visit the website and you sign up. Now, the website just helps us capture your our details, because in the future, hopefully in a few months from now, I want us to begin to have training. So we're going to train ourselves with media, how media works, how to use media, and the best practices of media, and even how to grow our respective media outlets. That is what we are going to do. But for now, there are a lot of logistics to cover that, and it's not something I can do at the moment. But what I want us to do is to begin to gather ourselves together. So once you sign up on the website, you're going to be directed to, after signing up and submitting your information, you're going to be directed to the our Telegram channel. I want us to use Telegram and some other social media platforms to broadcast news. So what is going to happen is every day I'm going to try as much as possible to send news stories to the Telegram channel. So look at it like African news platform, right? So I'm going to try as much as possible to send news stories to the Telegram channel. And you can then choose from those stories that are sent every day, every week. You can then choose the stories you want to cover on your own platform. So you don't have to run around looking for where to find news. I will give you the news. Then you decide how you cover the news by yourself. That way we can build momentum for this thing and stay at this thing. So if you want to join me, the link is in the description and it's also on the screen. Now you might be thinking, why is Ukweli important? Let me tell you of something that just happened a few days ago. I wrote it down here. So a few days ago, the European Union allocated 8.5 million euros to support opposition media and NGOs in Georgia. I don't want to delve into the full details, but you know that Georgia has been at odds with the EU and Washington for a while now, because of Georgia is trying to break away from, according to them, Georgia is trying to break away from their influence. So these people now, the EU wants to bring Georgia back under its control, back under the fold for Georgia to play nicely. And what is the EU doing? The EU is allocating 8.5 million euros to support opposition media and NGOs in Georgia. And after that, they will also transfer another 7 million euros to the opposition for information campaign and the fight against disinformation. The European Union is going to give extra 7 million euros to opposition in Georgia so that they can fund information campaign and fight against disinformation. Information campaign, disinformation, everything borders to media. So if the EU is looking at media as the most effective way to bring Georgia back under its fold, and that way push, because what they want to do is they want to push the narrative in support of the opposition so that the opposition will come into power in Georgia. If the European Union thinks that media is that important, together to allocate 15.5 million euros for media funding, for media in Georgia, that is to tell you how important media is. So we in Africa, we may not have right now, you and me, we may not have this 15.5 million euros, but we have our voices. We have access to the internet. We can see the news and we have each other. That's why I say let us come together to work for the sole purpose of pushing the Africa's interests, pushing Africa's geopolitical and economic interests in the hearts of Africans in this multipolar world. If not, same way they carved us up in the 19th century, they will carve us up again today. So we are going to take a very aggressive stance with media for the purpose of Africa. So please, if you're interested, and it's not just coming in and say, okay, I'm here. I want you, as you're signing up, to decide in your heart to be consistent, because doing one video is not enough. I've been doing this thing every week since June of 2024. Every week, under rain, under sun, when I'm feeling fine, when I'm not feeling. Several times I have shot this. I've done this show. I was having serious headache. Several other times I was shooting because I shoot outside because of the access to the lightning. Several times, maybe you probably see some of my initial videos. I've shot videos under scorching sun. I've shot videos with the rain drizzling. So I'm telling you, because I have seen that what I'm doing is important. Right now, we may not be like a million subscribers. The last time I checked, we were like 900 and something, and that's amazing. That's what we have done. So even as sometimes the videos get a few thousand, sometimes many times the video stays at a couple of 50, a couple of tens, maybe like 20, 50. Some other times it gets to 100. But I'm saying that in spite of these things, because these are some things that people may look at and they're discouraged, but in spite of these things, I come out every week to do this video because Africa is important. So you, when you're coming up to sign up on the website, decide in your heart to be consistent with this thing. Don't just do it once and leave it, or do it 3 times and leave it, or do this week, then don't do for the next month. Then after the next month, you do. No, we are going to be very consistent. Whether it's shooting your video, whether it's doing audio recordings, whether you're doing graphics, doing infographics to tell the African story, whether you're writing, whether or using social media, whatever it is you are doing, we're going to be consistent. Let's quickly jump into this video. So use the link in the description and it's also on the screen. Now let's get into today's video.